Good evening, everybody. I'm Pixie from Planet Pixie. I plan weddings and events with a difference, and I'm joined this evening by Catherine from Amafloria. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Very welcome. I'm good, thank you. So we're going to talk this evening about what you do, because you're a florist with a bit of a twist.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit more about what you do? And I will show some images while you do of some work we did together on a shoot, and a shoot that you did with a few others.
Yeah. So as Pixie's mentioned, I am a wedding florist. I specialise in designer sort of wedding flowers to basically make them unique to you. So we are a floral design based company. That's medium is wedding flowers. We're based in Rothley, Leicestershire, and what we offer is a design service that values your creative input and then combines our talents in design and artistry to offer tailored flowers for your weddings, events, and any other occasions that you might have.
Fabulous. So these are just lovely Francesca there with some images you did for Nowcott Hall.
Yeah.
So you actually used cotton in that, didn't you? Which I found quite interesting.
Yeah, so I like to use a range of different materials in my floral work. I don't just stick to flowers, so if there's any kind of cotton, succulents, any unusual items out of the garden, I have to admit my tree's looking a little bit bare from me breaking twigs off at the moment. So, any unusual items, I'm more than happy to sort of play around with.
So what's the process of working with you?
Yeah.
And how did you get into doing what you do?
So my process is quite simple and straightforward. From the initial phone call, I have a process where I then discover what my clients need. So I offer a free consultation where I find out as much information about the client's wedding as possible. So whether they want just handheld pieces or full-on archways, centerpieces. I find out what their likes are in terms of flowers. Most of the time, this is a process, so people aren't quite sure what they want, so I help them along the way by showing them pictures of different bouquet styles, different flowers that are, within their season for when they've actually going to be doing their wedding, and go through that. My next stage, after I've got all that information, is take away what they like, what they don't like, and start to create some mood boards. So I'll then pose them about 3 different mood boards to find out what images they like, what images they don't like, and go from there in terms of developing a concept further. Generally, my concepts are pretty artistic. So I was doing a wedding and it had this whole theme to it. I haven't actually discussed it with the client, so I can't really talk too much about it. But I basically ran with this theme, and it was all based around the location of a castle and how, 2 stories, of 2 different cultures coming together would actually work within a concept. So I am quite conceptual, and there is a lot of thought that goes into the design process. After I've kind of done that initial stage, we then look at what kind of budgets people have got, because everybody's always about the budget. I do work with reasonable budgets, and we can sort of swap things depending on how much people have got to actually spend on flowers. Mm-hmm. I then develop a sort of final concept and get that agreed by the clients before then delivering that concept on their wedding day. So any kind of handheld items are generally delivered the morning of or the day before to where the people getting married will be staying. And then any kind of event set up is done on the day, and it can take anywhere from sort of 4 to 6 hours, depending on what's required.
So what kind of, we've got some more images here, which I'll just pop up on the screen. Can you perhaps talk us through these and tell us what kind of timescales people would need to give you in terms of, a standard order that you would tend to expect for a wedding, or something quite different like these?
Yeah, so if a client knows exactly what flowers they want to use, what kind of style they're looking for, it's generally a 2 to 3 month process, just so I can have enough time to provide them with quotes. They can check out other quotes before they then do the finalisation of the booking. If it's for a more specialist theme, so the image you've got on there is a Venetian mask theme. Those are all sort of centerpieces with cordyline, lilies, carnations, and gold Chinese lanterns, actually. So it was a Halloween sort of masquerade type thing. So that the sort of planning and design process behind that kind of work, I would normally say could range anywhere from 6 to 9 months. Just because depending on what the clients want and whether or not they know exactly what flowers are going to be used, that can be quite a lengthy sort of discussion process.
Okay, so I'll move on to the next one in a second. If anybody watching along does have any questions, please do comment, let us know you're there, say hello, ask any questions. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and you can still ask some questions and we will come back to you. So the next image was I've actually seen, is what got to my attention. When you were at a fair, it's quite, I mean, it's an impressive image and it's even more impressive in real life. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, so I wanted to create something really unusual, and we went through a whole kind of pirate theme. I had a hat, and we really went all out in terms of dressing up to make it authentic. With regards to the pirate ship, what I started to do was deconstruct the shape of a pirate ship and then look at what kind of flowers I could use to create those shapes. So as you can see, the sort of birds of paradise, because it was a pirate theme, fitting absolutely perfect with sort of African, Caribbean flowers. And they're really beautiful. I thought they'd create really nice sails and, you know, really nice, I don't know what the name of the bit at the back of the boat is called. So, anyone watching who knows what it's called.
Flowers at the front.
Yeah. I then used.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I didn't do my research on that one, did I?
Luckily, you're building it out of flowers and not for actual use. It's all right.
Yeah. And then I used sort of gladioli to create the main kind of shape and create the point towards the front of the ship. And then for the middle, I filled it in with carnations, gerberas, and the black cordyline, which I love using different kind of foliages. A lot of those foliages were sort of a mixed tropical pack. So what that means is there's lots of grasses in there and lots of leaves that will last for a long time. So they're perfect to make a ship where, you know, you're looking at a shelf life of around 2 to 3 weeks for that. I think I actually had that for about 4 weeks at the time. So it did last from the materials that we bought.
It's very impressive. I'm trying to now go, oh, there we go. I was trying to go back.
That was the pirate chest that accompanied the display that you actually saw. Again, lots of different tropical flowers. And what I wanted to really do was make it almost be like a jungle in its sort of feel and approach, but then still fit in with the whole pirate element because of the colours that were being used, of the oranges and the reds. I did add lots of gold into that arrangement. So there's some grass in there and some wheat and some caspedias, which are perfect for spray painting gold. And I like to use natural spray paints as well, as opposed to those that smell really quite strongly and then don't smell the flowers.
Yeah, that would be a shame to cover them up in a chemically smell. So what's your favourite kind of piece to make?
I personally love centerpieces. I like the fact that you can either make 10 or 12 completely looking identical, but every single one's slightly different depending on the materials that you're using. So kind of like the pirate ship, the chest, and the Venetian mask sort of thing. I also really like archways. Archways are fantastic because they give couples a place to sort of stand under, and I really like painting them, although they do take a lot of time.
So how long would, if it decides to load this image, how long would something like this take?
About 4 to 6 hours. It has to be constructed on site. So I think that one actually took me about 4 hours to completely finish, but I was doing other things at the same time. So it does take a lot of time when you have to build up the design in different segments and understand how it all fits together to create that beautiful sort of shape.
Where would you say is ideal within your venue? So you've got your wedding day, you know, you've got your ceremony and your reception. Where would you say is ideal to put something like that?
You could put it behind the bride and the groom if you are sort of short on space and you're confined to like one room for the day, or you could put it outside of the venue and have some outdoor shots, or any place really where you think, wow, this feature in this venue is fantastic and I want to exaggerate that as much as I can. And it can just be a standalone piece for people to go and take photographs with, alongside the bride and the groom, or the groom and the groom, or the bride and the bride. So, you know, it's a really fantastic sort of all-rounder sort of centerpiece, in, well, more like sculpture, really.
It works. It's very effective. It's beautiful. Another shot there. So all these, I presume you put all this down as part of the arrangement, or was that, did you arrange that separately to what's on the floor there?
So what was on the floor is a load of wooden blocks with candles and different sort of artifacts. I actually co-designed the archway, so I did the flowers for the archway with another company called Wedding Alchemy, who did all the floor kind of work. So it was a co-created piece in that respect.
It's a beautiful piece. So where can people find you if they want some more information?
Yeah, so if people want to find out a little bit more about what we do or view any more of our images, they can head over to our website, which is www.amafloria.com, or they can find us on Facebook or Instagram by just searching for Amafloria.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. I will just bring that back up. Thank you for your time this evening. I will just pop you backstage whilst I sign off.
Lovely. Well, it's nice to chat to everyone. And if you have any questions, please feel free to get in contact.
Fabulous. So thank you everybody for joining this evening. I'll be back same time next week. If you do have any questions, please do feel free to drop us a comment and one of us will come back to you. If you would like to give our pages a like and a share, we would be very grateful.